our key speakers.
I want to
I
express
want to
my
express my gratitude
to our
to our
principal ma'am,
principal ma'am,
Dr. Rekha
Dr.
Rani,
Rekha Rani,
and our
and our
coordinator,
coordinator,
Mr. Janardhan
Mr.
Jha,
Janardhan Jha,
for their
for
guidance,
their guidance,
support, and
support,
vision.
and
Now we have our respective speakers with us. A very warm welcome to both of you, sir. It gives us immense pleasure to have both of you as our speakers today.
First, let me introduce our speakers. Our first speaker is Dr. Dharavat Ramesh, Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department, IIT ISM, Dhanbad. He is also senior member of international publishers such as IEEE, ACM, and ETC. He has received international award for the best researcher 2018 for IDEMAS Learning Center, Malaysia. He has also received International Award of Outstanding Scientist in Computer Science 2018. Then we will hear from Honorable Mr. Satendra Kumar Singh, retired Principal District and Sessions Judge, who is joining us from Ranchi.
mics are muted
So that
so that everyone can hear the voice
of the
of
speaker
the speaker who has the flow.
अब मैं इनवाइट करना
Thank you
चाहूँगा
so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
all
so
of you.
much, all of you.
अब मैं इनवाइट करना चाहूँगा अपने स्पीकर डॉक्टर धारावत रमेश को. Over to you, sir.
Great. Thank you. So, very morning, guys, and I'm really happy and fortunate to have you in this meeting today. I left Dhanbad on March 20 and I'm staying in my village. And my village is in green zone from the beginning itself. I really
Nice thing.
could not able to see any cases around my area. But I came to know that most of the time that my friends are inquiring from my side that they are feeling some cyber security related issues, and others say being an literate person that whenever I use any kind of mobile or lap or any kind of tab, I do follow antivirus instructions. Even I'm speaking that while speaking with you, my antivirus is restricting my webcam. Right. So these are the preliminary kind of things that we must follow while staying at home. Right. So this is the one type of saying. Then if you look into the other side of the coin, especially about employees like us who are working from home. Right. Right. I don't think so that the academic people may get threat up to some extent in sharing the information institute related data, but especially the people who are working in revenue department, banking sector, and in other financial related sectors may get threats. Why? Because frankly speaking, the cloud up to percent the information which we are storing without knowing which has been stored without our knowledge is 70% out to the third party people. Whatever the information you provide, say kind of, even if they get your Aadhaar number, then that is more than enough to track your complete data. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the way that I have some habit that each and every time I do prefer in storing the data in cloud. Why? Because I'm managing myself by paying say $70 per month, and even I can't say that is 100% secure. But being a professional person, that I can say that before storing my data, I will inquire that what kind of algorithmic standards the cloud is following. I should know it. Then getting signed by MOU or a kind of informatic information from the cloud vendors, then only I can purchase the storage in the cloud. So this is about us. But if you look into the government sector data such as banking, revenue, and others, really they are under threat today. And just five minutes back, I have received a phone call from my IRS officer who is staying nearby me. that his complete means mobile data has been hacked. So that mobile is consisting, say, all kind of lands data of the poor people. So this is another kind of situation. So what I would like to recommend here is that, so to be safe while clicking on any link, means think twice or thrice that while clicking on the link, whatever the information you get through WhatsApp or any kind of app, right? And another important thing is that on the name of coronavirus, on the name of corona medicine, that you may get a kind of news that our lab, say example, our lab called so blah 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 private limited has introduced a medicine for corona, that we are looking for a good partner to for distribution. They may send you kind of information that you may get 50 lakhs profit within 1 day if you help us, right? So this kind of information you may receive. Then in order to provide the beliefness, what they do know, they instantly primarily deposit, say 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees up to some extent in your account, and before depositing the same in your account, they know that availability of funds in your account also. So such kind of highly deposited money people will be targeted always, right? So this is the way. And especially as per my knowledge, the attackers are staying in and around Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Bangalore. Even you may get information that 15 lakhs rupees Innova car will be available for you on a big discount, right? For 8 lakhs. If you deposit 50,000 at this moment, then by the evening, the car will be delivered. This kind of information you may get. Just 1 week back, that one of my friends received the same. See how the attackers are choosing different paths. There is no limit in choosing and verifying the paths to deceive us, right? So if I speak professionally, then if I like to develop any kind of application, that I'll definitely introduce my own algorithmic steps. Then I'll check the possibility of the algorithmic step up to what extent that algorithmic approach will prevent this kind of attack. But since you people are staying in different community, say madam is working in history, he doesn't know anything about algorithm and all, right? So that even I can choose different way to mesmerize you, right? Say even one of the clerk who is going to deposit the money by taking our accounts, right, through the bank, that may hand over the data to the attackers. Who knows, right? So in this way that we can save our lives and our accounts, right, without sharing any information to the new buddies. So this is the way. And I don't think so that we are the educated people and we can save ourselves, and definitely up to 90% will be safe side. But what about the people who are staying around us who do not know anything about the information? Say example, my son is playing with my mobile, right? He may receive a new link through WhatsApp, right? And he may say that, Papa, that people are offering 49,000 iPod for 499 only. Then without my knowledge, if he could have shared the same the link with the cyber attack people, then ultimately my account information will be known to them, say example. So these are the kind of simple tips we can follow during working from the home and sharing the information at your end. So these are some preliminary steps. If you follow, ultimately up to maximum, up to 90% we can save ourselves. This is the way. And please do think yourself. I do not know the situation about your surroundings, that I'm freely roaming around 150 kilometers in the villages and something. But because we are having farmhouse and I don't feel any threat at this moment. But people are inquiring from my side, sir, these are the kind of situations happening around us, then in what way we can restrict us? So I'm suggesting the same to my relatives and other people, that don't follow the information provided to you through the mobiles or any kind of fake websites. Even illiterate people may question us. Sir, really I do not know. How can I know the genuinity of a fake website and something? So this is really a big question to us even. That he or she mustn't should take the help of other people who are having the knowledge about the same. Even say this is the peak moment in our Telangana state and Andhra that people are selling their crabs to the government, and government will provide the money, means deposit the money into their banks directly. They do not know anything, that they have the mobile. Simply whenever they get any OTP or something kind of information, then only they can know that yes, this much of money has been deposited in their account. By mistake, if any third party shared the information, gather the information from the various places and might have shared the link with them, then this is really a difficult situation about a farmer. We cannot even we cannot assume, right? So this pandemic situation really made us difficult to think even, right? So this is the way that we can protect from our side, right? So here the highly professional guys, and being an intellectual person, you know everything from your end, but people restrict themselves to provide the information to others. So this is really disgusting up to some extent, right? Why don't we do, right? If we share our feelings with the other people up to 5 to 10 minutes or something, then we can educate them what's wrong with them, right? So this may save their lives and our life also. So these are my feelings. Then I have a lot of stuff to share along with you, but I really don't feel that these stuff is not much sufficient to share with you. Why? Because some technical words have been mentioned in that stuff. So I don't feel that this stuff is not that much important for us, rather speaking like this. Okay. Yeah, so you are welcome to share your feelings, and do let me know that if you feel or face any difficulty, then I can suggest you something immediately.
Thank you for your valuable information, sir. अब मैं अपने participants को request करना चाहूँगा. Any question?
I think Rani Apsara has questions from the audience side. Yes, Rani, please go ahead with your question.
So, new malware are bypassing the antivirus. So, is there 100% secure antivirus?
Yes, lot many. You better follow two. That is, Quick Heal new version came in the market just last month. Quick Heal new version, you can upgrade even if you have the old version, free of cost. You can upgrade the same, right? It will secure. I cannot guarantee, I cannot say that unless you have a mobile like iPhone, then except even iPhone, 90% data can be protected until and unless you have the verification from your cloud side. Okay, but 90% you can say. But if you think about other kind of websites and your own personal laptops and others, this is really difficult. You better follow the upgraded version of antivirus. Quick Heal I really prefer. Why? Because on March 20th itself, 3,000 new websites have been launched, fake websites, and they are providing the facility like that. Upgrade yourself with the new antivirus on a with a nominal price, say 8 rupees nominal price, like that. So they did, and up to 2% community, especially from our south, they deceived. Right. So even whenever you download a new app from the mobile, right? Even I cannot assure that what kind of malware is injected into that. So be cautious and think twice, and try to verify the genuinity of the particular app. Websites. Quick Heal I can suggest. Okay, Pro Quick Heal. Yeah, any others?
Sonali Gupta, sir, she has a question, I think. He has raised hand.
Please.
Yes, Sonali. Yes, Sonali. Sonali, your mic is muted, I think. First unmute your mic, then speak.
Yeah.
Sonali Gupta.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead with your question.
General man cannot pay $70. So, in general, how can we track and secure our data?
Yeah, ma'am. See, so I'm the main person of my family that I have purchased the cloud, right? So this is more than enough for me. Then a general guy can use can use the Gmail provided data as usual, but even while using the Gmail also, you must be cautious enough. Don't share your personal information. Okay, don't share. $70. Please carry on.
बैंक के पास रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग होने के बाद भी वो पैसा वापस
You're not audible. Can you repeat once?
Sir, I asked that बैंक के पास रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग होने के बाद भी वो पैसा वापस क्यों नहीं करता?
Let me tell you one important point. Good question. See, if you see the abroad system today, the people have migrated to the new database system, right? That is cloud database system, and that is more secure. And the database system which we are still using in our banking system is traditional relational database management system. So because of this reason that we are undergoing the attackers. That's why the bank people are keep on sending the messages that our bank will never ask you any kind of CVV, right, and your personal data. That kind of information we are getting. Because of that reason, our system is still traditional. That is not upgraded yet. If you look into the system of abroad, they have upgraded, and that is really safe. And from the foreign, I could not see forgery in the bank today, frankly speaking. So this is a great loophole in our government. I really do not know why our government is not taking initiation. Even if a Twitter account has been moved by using newly introduced databases, even Facebook account has been moved by using your newly introduced databases. Everything, even WhatsApp also following. But I do not know why the banking people are not daring to upgrade themselves. Real question. And I think you are witness for this. Then just watch the environment of IRCTC 3 years back, right? See, whenever we are booking the money ticket, the same, then later on people started using new databases by scattering the database throughout the cities. Now we are enjoying the new facility of the particular database. Is the best example, right? Government is not coming front to support the newcomers. You know the situation of our India. Even if you like to establish something, you have to mesmerize the community, frankly speaking. So this is happening. So this is a great loophole in our Indian economy, even.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Technology is not upgraded up to some extent. See, people, we are from MHRD, know that we are insisting MHRD to introduce the cybersecurity labs, right, by opting the facility of cloud, but they are not supporting. Frankly speaking, we requested many times along with IIT Madras and others. They are not entertaining. Then Japan and Korea, they have established their own centers in, right, and they are providing the facilities, security type of facilities to the Indian community up to some extent who are using cloud especially. So that's why the cloud vendors are becoming commercial day by day. Then last 2 years back, then I purchased the enough space by paying only $20 per month. But now it has been increased up to $70 for an individual. So I can share the information of my family, entire family, right, securely in the private cloud. So this is the another communication gap. Okay. Yeah, ma'am, please. Any others?
Thank you so much, sir. I think आज बहुत सारी digital fraud related जानकारी हमें मिली, और now people are gaining with this such inquiry, such details that we all don't have right now. But till now we don't have such detailed information about regarding this digital frauds.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
So
और as
yes, if you feel difficulty, please do let me know that. You can mail me to my personal mail ID, drramesh@iitasm.ac.in. Mr. Bhushan, you are requested to share my information with your friends, that you can contact me anywhere, anytime. So no issue.
yes,
Of course,
that is
sir. I will definitely do that.
Yes, sir. My name is publicly available in the Google domain also. You can contact me anytime, no issue.
okay sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Thank you so much sir. और मुझे लगता है कि इससे बहुत लोग आपके हेल्प, बहुत लोग इससे आपसे जुड़ेंगे भी, और हम अगर किसी भी तरह से इसमें कहीं भी फंसते हैं तो डेफिनेटली वी आर गोइंग टू कांटेक्ट यू ओनली, कि हमें सेफली वहां से हटाए निकालें. और इट्स टाइम फॉर टी ब्रेक आई थिंक, तो आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट टू काइंडली रीजॉइन द सेशन आफ्टर दिस 15 मिनट्स ऑफ टी ब्रेक. उसके बाद हम इस पहलू के लीगल. वेलकम बैक to the next session of our webinar on digital satarkta, aapki raksha, cyber suraksha. Next we will hear from Honorable Mr. S.K. Singh, Principal District and Sessions Judge, who is joining us from Ranchi. He will enlighten us on the legal aspect of cyber law under the Indian Penal Code and Information Technology Act. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. As we know that today we have assembled on the seminar Digital Satarkta, Aapki Raksha, Cyber Suraksha. जैसा कि लोगों से ज्ञात है कि हमसे यह अपेक्षा है कि हम हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में ही सेमिनार को संबोधित करें. भाषा योग्यता का माध्यम नहीं है, ये सिर्फ अभिव्यक्ति का माध्यम है, और हमें उस भाषा में संवाद करना है जिससे कि हम एक दूसरे को समझ सकें. हमारा जो पार्ट है आज का वो लीगल एस्पेक्ट है. जैसा कि हमारे पूर्व वक्ता ने भी बताया कि आप ये साइबर क्राइम से कैसे बचें. हमारा पार्ट है कि अगर साइबर क्राइम कमिट हो जाता है तो हाउ टू ब्रिंग द ऑफेंडर टू जस्टिस. फर्स्ट आई वुड लाइक टू give some introduction with regard to subject, and thereafter I will directly come on the cyber crime offences which are being tried in the court to impart justice and to bring the offender to justice. Criminal justice system is very strange thing. It has space for everyone, government, police, offenders, but it has very less space to the victim. To get redress his or her wrong, he has to become litigant. Offenders are very shrewd, and they commit the offense in the way that they could not be apprehended. They could not be apprehended by the police. There are two types of crime committed by the offenders, particularly in bank accounts. Chapter 11 of the Information Technology has defined the offenses committed by the offenders, which comes in a bit of cyber crimes. If by phishing or farming someone obtains details of our identity like email number, mobile number, OTP, password, etc., and get into my account to transfer the money. There are two types of people. Earlier, in one type, persons impersonated himself that he was speaking from the bank and asked to provide some provide your details. Sometimes false emails are sent and asked to provide details. Suppose in email, sometimes org.com is written, but you could not notice, and you fill your details in the email, then they get your email and they will take out money from your account. If they take out money from your account and deposit in their account, there is no money to there is no problem to trace them. But in the case where money is deposited in account of third person, then it is too difficult to trace the trail of the money. हम देखते हैं कि कई बार जो हमारे पास फेक मेल आ जाते हैं या कॉल आती है कि हम बैंक से बोल रहे हैं, हमें अपने डिटेल्स दीजिए। आपने जरा सी असावधानी बस उन्हें अपने डिटेल्स प्रोवाइड कर दिए, आपका अकाउंट से पैसा निकल करके चला गया। अब या तो वो अपने अकाउंट में जमा कर लेते हैं या थर्ड पर्सन के अकाउंट से वो जो जमा करवा देते। पहली स्थिति में अभियुक्तों को पकड़ना आसान है, लेकिन दूसरी स्थिति में काफी कठिन हो जाता है। इस तरह की आजकल जैसा देखा जा रहा है कि जनधन योजना जो चल रही है, उसमें कुछ इनोसेंट पर्सन्स हैं जिनका काम कराने के माध्यम से कुछ लोग उनके अकाउंट्स नंबर और डिटेल्स ले लेते हैं। कुछ लोग जो है जानबूझकर उनसे एग्रीमेंट करते हैं और अपने अकाउंट में पैसा जमा कराते हैं। अब यहाँ प्रश्न ये उठता है कि हमारे यहाँ पर दो ऑफेंसेस हैं। ऑफेंस जो है 66 में डिफाइन किया गया है, दैट इज कॉल्ड आइडेंटिटी थेफ्ट। आइडेंटिटी थेफ्ट में क्या होता है कि अपनी वो आइडेंटिटी, हमारा ओटीपी नंबर वगैरह ले लिया, डाल दिया, उसको पैसा चला गया। दूसरा होता है जो 66D में आता है कि some person that I am speaking as manager from your bank or some employee of the bank and ask that you provide your details. Person knowingly give their details and money is fetched out. Money is fetched out from their account and deposited in the account of someone else or in the account of the fraudster. If money is deposited in the account of the fraudster, there is no problem. It can be traced during investigation by the police. But if it is deposited in account of third person, it is too difficult to trace during investigation. Their tail is not easily available. Investigation कैसे होता है? During investigation, police collect the fact. In this case, there is a provision that investigation cannot be conducted person below the rank of inspector. He collects the evidence, record the statement, and document evidence from the bank that from this account to this account money has been transferred by providing the OTP number or other details. His secondly question arises when after investigation, charge sheet is submitted in the court, then trial begins. In trial, prosecution has to prove its case against the persons who was instrumental in drawing the money from the account of the victim. Evidence, there is provision in Evidence Act that certificate is required to prove the evidence. Suppose bank manager provides your detail of your account that this is the detail from where you can guess from where you can determine that money was withdrawn from this account and deposited in this account. This is the secondary evidence. Court asks the certificate as it is provided in section 65B of the Evidence Act, but it is not mandatory. Offences under IT Act can be tried with the offences under IPC Act also, because suppose money is removed from your account, theft is also. Then offense of IPC under section 379 also attract. किसी व्यक्ति ने अपना अकाउंट दे दिया कि हमारे अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर करा लीजिए, he committed conspiracy. He can also be tried with offense under sections offense of IT Act with the IPC 120B. He can वो उसको बचाना चाहता है जो मुख्य अपराधी है, to screen him from the legal punishment, and he gives false information to the police to screen the offender. Then he also comes under ambit of Section 201 IPC. Some person impersonated himself that I am speaking as a manager, but he was not manager, and he provided your details. He can be prosecuted for committing cheating. So he can be tried with the offences of IT along with the offences of under IPC. सेक्शन 120B IPC, 201 IPC, 410 IB स्टोलन प्रॉपर्टी होगी, 411 में ऑफेंसेस में हो सकता है. किसी ने इंपर्सोनेट किया तो चीटिंग के लिए 420 में हो सकता है. तो दोनों में ट्राई किया जा सकता है. इनमें पनिशमेंट जो है आईपीसी के इसके ऑफेंसेस में 3 साल है 66 CRD में, लेकिन उसमें अलग अलग और दोनों में ही अलग अलग पनिशमेंट दिया जा सकता है. एविडेंस के विषय में जो कलेक्ट करना है उसमें जितना भी डॉक्यूमेंट्स हो वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन के दौरान कलेक्ट करना होता है और वो सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स कोर्ट को देने होते हैं. उसी आधार पर एक्यूज का कन्विक्शन हो सकता है. तो पहला तो यह है कि हमको किसी को अपने कोई भी डिटेल्स प्रोवाइड नहीं करना है. अगर हो गया है तो स्टेज आती है इफ क्राइम हैज बीन कमिटेड देन हाउ इट शुड बी इन्वेस्टिगेटेड एंड ऑफेंडर शुड ब्रिंग टू जस्टिस. Accused persons are very clever. They have scant regard for institutional adjustment. Therefore, they should be brought to justice and be kept behind the bar. Recently, even in Hazaribagh, a case has been covered. You all must be knowing that some Muhammad and Iftikhar opened 2 accounts, one in Punjab National Bank and another in Union Bank, in PM Care Fund, and about more than 52 lakh money was deposited in that account, and that money was withdrawn by them. Third person who was some person was perhaps Parmeshwar Saw. He was instrumental to open the account with the help of some bank officials, and investigation is still going on. 2 persons, both brothers have been arrested and they have been sent behind to the bar. Recently, Lieutenant General Pant, Cyber Security Advisor of PM, has stated that about 4,000 false portals have been opened with PM Care Fund. They have also been blocked. Some portals have been blocked. Therefore, problem is this: that first we should prevent that crime should not be committed. But if crime is committed, then how it should be investigated and charges be submitted in the court. There are different stakeholders. Police, who conduct the investigation and collect the fact. Court, who did trial of the offense and punish the accused if case is proved according to law. Our country is run by the rule of law, not by the person individual. What is the rule of law? Rule of the law is that nobody can be judged in whose case. Country is run by the law, not by the person individual. Rule of the law presupposes that society should be highly moral and stakeholders, government officials should have highest integrity. But in both the cases, we all know that they are not beyond the doubt. Therefore, innocent people sometimes suffers due to fraud committed by the protester. Criminals are nuisance to the society. Crimes are committed due to psychological or sociological reason. Offenses have been, therefore, criminologists have divided the offenses, social offenses, offenses are committed, economic offenses, and miscellaneous offenses. Offense committed under IT Act counts in miscellaneous offenses. Earlier, every offense every offenses were in ambit of IPC, but now, in passage of time, due to development of economic development of technology, several type of offenses have been committed. Therefore, special law have to be enacted by the legislature. special law has always overriding effect over the general law. But general law has not been excluded by enacting the special law, the IT Act. Object of the IT Act is that if offense is committed, then offender should not get scot-free at any cost. That's why evidence collected during electronic evidence collected during investigation is admissible in the court, even without certificate, though it is not mandatory but is required. In several cases, Supreme Court has stated that certificates should be provided. But if device is not under their control, then it is not expected the certificate should be provided by the competent authority. But if device is in their control, then it is expected that certificate must be provided by the competent authority, so that offenders should not get scot-free. Criminals are like thorny weeds. They should be rooted out with active arms. Therefore, it is expected from the society that when any offense is committed, matters should be immediately reported to the police. It is general provision that a file is registered in the area where offense is committed, but if offense is committed and it comes knowledge of the account holder who is residing not in the jurisdiction, even then he can lodge a FIR to the police station where he resides. That FIR will be registered at 0 FIR, and further it will transfer to the jurisdiction. So there are only three parts. There is one other part, section 67, when we obscene photographs, some spurious matters, and others are sent by the digital platform like Instagram, Facebook, video, and then they can be also tried in section 67. For 66 and 60, the offense is 3 years and will fine. For 67, offense is 5 years. In one case, when I was PTJ in Dhanbad, some person had taken obscene photograph of someone and blackmailed him. Then he was apprehended. Photograph was brought on record, and on that basis, trial court convicted him. Further appeal was filed, and appeal was also dismissed. In that case, their matter was also raised with regard to certificate. The certificate was not issued. At that time, in case of Navjot Singh, Afsana Guru, now everyone must be knowing, it was held that certificate was not necessary. It can be dispensed with because person was not in possession of the device. Further matter was challenged, and court observed that no certificate is necessary. Now matter has been referred to larger bench, and now till now it is not mandatory. It depends upon the court to consider seeing the gravity, nature, and circumstances of the case. To bring the offenders is the prime object of adjudication. Sometimes it is seen that accused persons are very clever and they take account of some innocent people. An innocent person does not know what is going to be done with his account. But when offense is committed, he is immediately informed to the police. If the money has some money has come in his account, then he can be exonerated. But when person knowingly agreed with the person and provide his account, that money may be transferred to his account, his account can be used for money obtained by the fraud, then he is equally liable with the person who committed the fraud, and he can be tried along with the offenses of IPC, along with the offense of IT Act and IPC. So object of this act is that crime should not be committed first. Everyone should be vigilant. If committed, then trial should be then accused should at any cost be bring to the justice, so that such type of people must be discouraged and innocent victims should be saved from the clutches of such fraudsters, thieves, etc. I think only there are only 66, 67 section which are penal section, and in investigation chapter there is difference. Investigation conducted like under CRPC. Only difference is that investigating officer should not be below rank of inspector. However, if he is below the rank of inspector and signs only senior officer, inspector or deputy SP sign the case diary, then court can see that investigation was conducted by the inspector, and this fault will not vitiate the trial at all. So I think in short span, I have concluded the penal provision of IT Act, which attract after drawing money from the account of anyone, and offences can be also tried with the offences of the IPC, investigation and part of the trial. Okay, if anyone can ask any question if required.
थैंक यू फॉर वैल्यूएबल इंफॉर्मेशन सर। अब मैं पार्टिसिपेंट्स को रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि जिनको जो क्वेश्चन पूछना है पूछ सकते हैं। एनी क्वेश्चन?
Yes, there is a question from Muskan Agarwal. Yes, Muskan.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon.
So my question is, whatever investigation for cyber crime is conducted, like other offense under IPC Act, of there any differences?
Yes, I have already stated there is section 4 of CRPC under which investigation is conducted. 4B enunciate that investigation for other offences can be conducted according to CRPC, and if there is a special provision that will have overriding effect. Only section there is only difference that in offence under Cyber Act, investigation can be conducted by the inspector, not below that rank officer. While in IPC, investigation can be conducted by the ASI, sub-inspector, but there is provision that investigation should be conducted by inspector, because it is expected that person of inspector rank is well conversant with the niceties of the offences and the mode to conduct the investigation.
अब मैं कॉलेज की प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर रेखा रानी को वेबिनार में बुलाना चाहूंगा ताकि वो 2 शब्द कहें।
First, I would like to thank Mr. Ramesh Dharawat, Assistant Professor IIT Dhanbad, and Mr. Satyendra Kumar Singh, retired Principal District and Session Judge, for their valuable and for information shared with us on digital awareness and cyber security. जैसा कि हम सभी को मालूम है, कोविड-19 के कारण हमें लंबे समय तक सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग में मेंटेन करना है। जब हम घर में लॉकडाउन में है, इस समय इस जो सब्जेक्ट पर आज वेबिनार हुआ है वो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि क्या हमें प्रिकॉशंस लेना है और अगर किसी के साथ इस तरह का फ्रॉड होता है तो उसके लिए क्या कानूनी सलाह होगी, ये दोनों ही विषय पर हमारे दोनों ही स्पीकर्स ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से हमें समझाया है। आज के समय में हमें जितने भी फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शंस करने हैं वो सभी ऑनलाइन होंगे, क्योंकि सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग हमें अपनाना है। लाइक जैसे हमें ऑनलाइन पेमेंट, प्रीमियम, EMI, बिल पेमेंट, ये सभी हमें ऑनलाइन करना होगा। और इसके लिए हमारे दोनों ही स्पीकर्स ने हमें अच्छी जानकारी दी है। मिस्टर रमेश धारावत ने हमें बड़े ही सिंपल तरीके से बताया कि अगर फेक किसी तरह का मेल आता है, किसी तरह का कॉल आता है, तो उसे हमें रिसीव नहीं करनी है। हमें अपने पासवर्ड हैं, हमें किसी से शेयर नहीं करना है। और अगर किसी तरह का फ्रॉड अगर हो जाता है तो हमें कानूनी सुरक्षा क्या मिलेगी, उसे हमें जज साहब ने हमें बताया। ये बात सही है कि अगर हमें किसी तरह का फ्रॉड होता है और हमें कानूनी सलाह लेना होगा तो उसका एक लंबा प्रोसेस है। हमें बैंक से पूरा स्टेटमेंट निकालना और उसके बाद कानूनी सुरक्षा के लिए जाना होगा, तो काफी लंबा समय लगता है इसमें। हमें ना सिर्फ हमें स्वयं, हम सभी इस को ध्यान में रखेंगे, बल्कि इसके साथ ही अगल बगल के हमारे जो ग्रामीण भाई हैं या छोटे जिनके लिए जनधन योजना शुरू हुआ है, उसमें उनके पैसे आ रहे हैं, ज्यादातर फ्रॉड उनके साथ ही हो रहा है क्योंकि वो अवेयर नहीं है। तो हमारी ये जिम्मेवारी बनती है कि हम उन्हें भी अवेयर करें। और हमने आज जो कुछ भी जाना है दोनों स्पीकर से, इसे हम अपने पर भी अमल लाएंगे और आगे हम अपने सोसाइटी में जो हमारे लोग हैं उनको भी, हमारे स्टूडेंट, हमारे टीचर्स अवेयर करेंगे। मैं पुनः आप दोनों स्पीकर्स को और हमारे जितने भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स आज इस वेबिनार में भाग लिए हैं उन सभी को मैं धन्यवाद कहूंगी। थैंक यू। ओवर टू शालिनी।
Thank you so much, ma'am. Without your cooperation and support, it could not be possible. At last, myself, Shalini Sekhar from BCA department, on behalf of this department and KB Women's College, extend my heartfelt thanks to my respected speakers and all the participants from different prestigious colleges who has taken out their valuable time and joined us today. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.